Good morning from Madeleine. As you can see, we have a freshly plastered wall, and we're now on to episode 2 of the renovations at the house. So last time you saw, we started on painting. Alex was ripping the wallpaper off these walls ready for plastering, and we were kind of talking through our plans with the house. I have really appreciated your comments and your suggestions. I learned this when I did the renovations, or when we did the renovations at our house and our old house, that your suggestions sometimes end up being what we do. So I really appreciate if you have any suggestions watching these videos or ideas, please leave them in the comments, because sometimes it sparks an idea for me, or it changes my mind, or it makes me think about an idea differently, just because when you're doing it yourself, you've only got your own brain, or mine and Alex's brains, to think about it. So it's really, really helpful. 2 of the things that you suggested that I think we're going to do. One is keep the tiles in the kitchen. I think I mentioned this last time. They are probably not like the first thing I would choose. However, they are cozy, they are cottagey, and I think if we just redecorate the room around the tiles and make it feel how we want it to feel, they'll actually be really like in keeping. The second thing is that one of you suggested something really cool because of the inspiration picture I shared for upstairs, which is here. You pointed out that in this photo, they've actually got the blue woodwork running throughout the whole floor. And we've just done it in the 1 bedroom, and I was like, what do we paint the kids' room in, and what do we paint the landing in? One of you suggested just to do the blue woodwork everywhere, and I think that's a really fantastic idea, because I did re-look at the photo and I agree, that is what makes that look so lovely, that you've got the whole floor really cohesive, especially because this is not like a massive house. That floor is quite small, the rooms are small, the landing is small, and it will just kind of take you on that journey upstairs and feel very cohesive and all in one. And also, another thing is that one of you also said about the fact it's going to be rented out means that you're going to potentially have to touch up nicks here and there over time, because it's going to be, you know, having people come in and out with their suitcases, that kind of stuff. So it makes it a bit simpler than having lots of different paints that you've got to touch up. So I really like that idea, and I think it will look really lovely. So it's kind of solved the question mark of what colour to do the landing and the bedroom, the kids' room. Not sure whether we'll continue that colour scheme all the way upstairs or into the kitchen. We'll kind of like do it as we go. I'm going to get in the garden today. In fact, I did get into the garden the other day, which I shall share with you, and clearing the weeds. Lots of overgrown plants, lots of things that need to be cut back, and it just hasn't been tended to for a while. Alex is, I think, going to start on the painting, but let me show you where we're at now with the plastering and other updates at the house. So first of all, we did get these sofas. I think I did vlog it a little bit the other day at the weekend. I'm in Newlyn. Alex and my dad have rented out a van, and they're going to pick up some sofas from Facebook Marketplace. They're gorgeous Laura Ashley sofas, and they're such a bargain. Oh, my phone's going off. I am just waiting here because obviously I can't do the heavy lifting. And I'm going to do some gardening today. So the front garden is a little bit overgrown, and I just want to get rid of lots of ivy and just sort of potter and do some clearing out basically. It's going to probably take quite a while to do, but I'm just going to make a start. We have also got rid of the sofas that were in here whilst they had the van. They've delivered them to somebody locally, which is really great. So they have the sofas. Yeah, they're heading all the way up to Perranporth to get them. I'm excited that we found that bargain, because they're only £450 for a large sofa and a love seat, which is going to be perfect for in here. So that's exciting. But let's get outside and I'll show you the before, and we'll do some tidying, which will be very satisfying. So we have got, I think this is a honeysuckle, which is a bit overgrown. And then here you can see the lavender, which is lovely, but it just needs to be trimmed. This is like lots of weeds, and probably we need to refresh the gravel. Got 2 lovely hydrangeas though, so they can be topped up. This is definitely very overgrown. This is obviously the honeysuckle, and there's a fuchsia there. Yeah, it's just basically like, obviously there's been lovely plants planted, but they've all just kind of crossed over each other quite a bit, because there's like a hydrangea hidden in there. But yeah, it's very overgrown, so I just really want to tidy it all up. Got a nice big tree here, nice big hydrangea. I think I might start here though, because there's a lot of ivy. As you can see, I'm not sure what this plant is. I took a photo of it. There's a lot of ivy and obviously brambles, which we don't want. And I'm not sure what plant that is underneath the brambles. So that needs a lot of sorting. Also, there's lots of plants down here, and I'm not sure that's a good idea. So I don't know, they're in pots it seems, but I feel like they should, maybe apart from this one, that should just be clear, shouldn't it? And then in the back garden, we need to like power wash out here, but lots of pots, potentially some of them are cracked or broken. It just needs to be tidied up. There's just too many, I think. Neatened up, sorted out, and yeah, lots of work to do. Modelling them so well. They just need a good scrub because they are cream, and I think a good old wash. If you put these on like a wash to remove any stains, lovely. And I think that maybe you just need a tiny armchair in here as well somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you could, you know, those really small ones. You could put one there, or I don't know, or like
Xbox.
Yeah, to be honest, or like a little poof. Just in case, because this room is never going to be able to have enough seating for like 6 people to like sit comfortably all across the sofas. But if you've got like a poof, maybe a spare chair somewhere, then I think it would be fine. Even if that goes more into the corner, Alex, this one came out a little bit. You have a little armchair in the corner here.
Yeah.
These were from Facebook. They are Laura Ashley, and they are really good quality. We've taken the cushions home to wash. But yeah, we've got this lovely big sofa here, love seat here, and I love the check pattern. I think it's very cottagey and it's nice and blue and lovely. Roxy's modelling it beautifully. We've obviously got the plastering done in here. It's all complete. So this wall needed replastering, which is really good. And then ceiling's done and the hallway is done. So basically in here, the plan, maybe I'll put some inspiration pictures, and again, you can leave suggestions. I do think that I'd quite like to paint the walls like a pale blue. Alex was unsure whether we should keep that corner cabinet and put the TV on it or put the TV up there. I think that we're going to go with just the TV, keeping the TV cabinet, because it's a bit complicated hanging a TV above the fireplace when it comes to like electrics, but we do have the electrician coming next week, so we can have a conversation with him about it. This side I'm going to measure today because I found a few bookcases on Facebook and I want to see what would fit in there nicely for storage. For the hallway, it definitely needs some kind of like side console table, maybe a mirror, and maybe we could put an extra chair here just for extra seating or somewhere in the room. Maybe actually, I think what would be good is if we moved this a bit further over, more centrally. Hello, Willow. We've got Willow and Elmo with us today. This table, which you can't even see, was the one that we got on Facebook, which is fantastic. So yeah, the question mark with the woodwork is whether we carry the blue like all the way down here. I'll show you what I mean in a second, because you could do like this blue, all the way blue, and then white on the walls and continue the same creamy white in here as well. Or you could have something contrasting, so the woodwork of the stairwell would be blue and then this would be a different colour. You could do it white, or you could just do it a different colour altogether, just so that it's different in the kitchen, so it's not blue everywhere. Also, because we've got this day-day rail, or whatever it is it even a day-day? Yeah, it is a day-day rail. Do we do like white? Do we do like a different colour down here? My instinct is just to do it all the same colour, considering that the skirting will be blue. You coming with me, Roxy? So if you didn't watch the previous episode, this is the blue I'm talking about, but you should go watch the previous episode. And it feels so bright and lovely and fresh in here that I really do agree that if we carried it out into this space, so all of these door frames were blue, the walls were cream, it would feel really cohesive. And then we can do the exact same in here now that it's been plastered. So originally we thought we'd only have to plaster the ceiling. However, this wall was pretty rough. There was lots of like crumbling plaster. So Alex scraped all that off to see what was underneath, and they would have decided that it needed to be replastered. And the plasterer has done such a fantastic job. I'll ask him if we can leave his details if you live near. He's really great. Very, very neat. Very, very neat indeed. Because we did have plaster work done at our house, and it was not this good. It was pretty bad. This is so good compared to our hallway that we had done, which I'm still quite frustrated by because it's messy. But this looks so neat and lovely. Yeah. So this room also will do the white and the blue, so it's all cohesive. And then the same person basically suggested to differentiate the rooms, you can have the soft accents of the room be different colours. So we could paint the bunk bed a different colour, we could have a different colour curtain in here, cushions, accessories, you know, how kind of an accent colour that identifies the room, so they do have a different feel. So the only question mark is, obviously if we do the blue here, we'd carry it on up the stairs, but it's where to stop and whether we carry it on all the way upstairs, because you could carry it on to here and then this room be different. So let me know your thoughts, because I'm not doing this room yet. This is the top room if you haven't seen it. We definitely want to paint this cupboard. We're not going to paint the beams. Don't think we're going to bother painting the walls because they look like they've been painted recently. And I think I will paint these because they're quite orange. So yeah, do we just do blue everywhere so that it's all in keeping, it's all cohesive, or do we do this room, just do something different for a change in the space? And then the banisters, same goes for the banisters. I think whatever we paint the banisters, we'll paint the wall, the cupboard doors and woodwork up here, so it will all be the same. So we'll either do this blue and blue, or we'll do a totally different colour. You know, I was thinking you could do a pinky kind of red colour, you could do a sagey green, you could do a yellow, lots of options. So I think Alex might get started on painting in this landing, because obviously that has to dry. Or he may help me in the garden, not really sure. I think the next thing we have to start like planning is this bathroom, because we just need to upgrade the shower and maybe the taps, that kind of thing, and the flush. Everything else is pretty good. Definitely need a new toilet seat because that's a bit rough. But I love the actual tiles and everything in here. So yeah, just lots and lots of painting. But how lovely does it look in here now that it's all done and Alex has filled and corked, so he's been very neat about that. That looks so much better. I think I showed you that the other day. So it's all nice and neat, and then our lovely wardrobe is cream now. So I'm gonna go on the hunt in maybe some antique shops for some handles for that wardrobe. But I love this colour on the wall. I've forgotten what it's called, but I will put it on the screen. It's such a lovely, soft, creamy white. And when it's finished being painted, you almost don't notice the difference. But when it was being painted on top of the brilliant white, it looks way, way different. Like it's such a different colour. But actually once it's done, it just looks like a lovely white. Look at that view. Never get tired of it. It's looking so much better. All the ivy's gone. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the flower that goes lovely in pink. So I'm leaving that. And I don't know whether I should trim it though, because it's kind of in the way of the road. And then this I have dug out, and it has filled so much stuff of those Cornish lilies. And there's just thousands of bulbs. They're probably going to come up again, but I think I might suggest to Alex to put mulch or gravel or something. And then I'm not sure what this plant is, but maybe it'll be pretty. And there is a rose or two in there. Now we just have to tackle this massive mess. This is quite the task. So I'm making good progress. Lots of this has been cleared out, but it's so difficult because the ivy is so strong. So I'm having to like yank it out. And also you can see how much more of the path there is. So it was to here. I think that's where the paving slabs go, but it actually goes all the way back. So yeah, not sure what to do about that, whether to thing is, I'm going to expose all the mud and then that's going to grow weeds. I suppose what I could do is, well, if you've got any suggestions, I'm assuming something like planting primroses in the gap, or another flower would be the best bet, because yes, but it's challenging. Good afternoon, it's Sunday. I think when we were last here, I was focusing on the garden. This is not the best lighting, is it? Alex, did you film anything when you were painting the hallway?
This bit?
Stairs, yeah.
Yeah, I just had the camera there.
Yeah,
It was
so
not very interesting.
we've been painting the walls white, like a creamy white. I just had a moment just now, I was like, am I just painting everything magnolia? I don't think so, because magnolia is a bit more yellow. And I think it's because I've painted a bit in the hallway just now. Against the pine, it brings out the yellow tones, but obviously against the blue, it works really complementary to that colour because blue's a bit cooler. I think I already told you that we decided to do the blue woodwork. Alex is unsure about the stairs because there is a skirting on the stairs and a banister. He thinks to not paint that for now, so we're just gonna paint everything else and see how it feels. Same goes for the doors. You were also unsure about the doors, weren't you?
Because I did that in there.
Careful, that's paint.
Yeah, I thought, oh, that'd be nice to keep the wood on that door in there as it was, and then it just kind of looked a bit weird, and I was like, okay, well that's a waste of time. Now
Look, it doesn't make a difference how you paint it though.
But it does kind of, because it's like if you're doing this wall, you have to cut in really carefully, whereas if you were deciding to paint that, you wouldn't have to cut in because you're going to paint over it with some sort of eggshell paint.
I've said to him I would paint it, but Alex is unsure because it's really not a matter of like what would look better. It's more just like what your personal preference is, because both will look good. If you leave the doors bare, it's a nice feature because you come upstairs, it's like all these like original doors. I don't even think they're original, they're just older. No. The pine that I'm painting now is definitely quite new because it's very orange. You can usually tell by how colourful it is. And the doors are a bit paler, so they're probably a little older. They may be original. I don't think they are. They don't look that old. Yeah, it'd be a nice feature if they're visible, and it would also look lovely if they are. I just said to you, be careful.
Yeah, and then you moved it, and you made it worse.
You need to go rinse it off now, because this is a really expensive jumper.
Not really expensive.
It's from Finisterre. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you've done this.
So basically, what I was thinking of was, oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Anyway, I'm not going to chat about this forever because otherwise it's very boring for you, but the plastering is nearly dry. So that's why we're doing the landing, because we have to wait for the other rooms to dry first. Usually you do the landing last because that's where like tradesmen will be going through and like it's kind of the most trafficy area, but we're not doing anything like crazy in terms of renovation, so those sorts of jobs are going to be minimal. So like the most that has to be done in the bathroom is we're going to get a new shower head, isn't it? And so maybe some new, I think those taps maybe could do the replacing and the flush, just like little fittings that need replacing. And then in the bedrooms, maybe some light fittings and plug sockets need doing. So it's nothing like it's going to be one person just coming in to do some little changes. So I think it's totally fine in that instance. I think that we're going to have a bit of a blue theme throughout the house, so it feels very relaxing, coastal and calm. And then each room can have like accents that bring out colours. Roxy's definitely barking at someone who just walked past the window. I'm going to start painting the blue now. I have cut in with the white, and in this area I'm now thinking, should I do this stairway. I think what I'll do is I'll do the blue first, then I'll do the stairway depending on how much time, because it's a Sunday. Yesterday we had a birthday party, so we were up quite late. I'm so used to getting into bed at like 9, and we came home at like 12:30 because I was designated driver, and it was such a fun party. I had such a lovely time, but I'm so not used to staying up that late, so I'm like, ugh. And it took a lot of motivation to get us here today, but it's nice to get like a little bit done at the weekend. So let's paint some blue. So that's the kind of creamier white, and that is the original white. Looks quite magnolia against the wood, but you can see in here, it really doesn't, it just looks white when it's got the blue. And I have sanded all the wood, but we had to go get a different memory card because I left a memory card, so I had to go buy one from, where'd you get it from? Sainsbury's?
Yeah, Argos.
Oh, Bobby. Come on. Where are you gonna lie though? Ah, wait. So we have the architrave. Oh, I've not done that bit. I'll do that bit in a second. It's all painted, and I want you to tell me whether we should paint the doors blue or not. I don't think so. Actually, now it's done. Adds a bit of something, and we definitely need touching up and like ignore I've made a mess there, but that was deliberate because I couldn't really get in there. Alex is working his way on the walls.
My least favourite part of decorating is when you just get weird bits that get in the roller.
When it's like old paint.
Dried paint, even though I've done everything to ensure that no dried paint.
Yeah, you've like hoovered and sanded the walls and then dry paint still comes up.
Yeah, but it's like from the roller, sorry, the tray. And I just don't, I don't know how people do it. Because it's never, you watch Instagram reels, no one ever shows you. It's just like they roller a wall in like 20 seconds.
But is it, okay, so the question is it an American new house, probably? How old do you reckon this, this might not have been plastered recently, this paint might be quite old.
Nothing to do with the plaster.
What do you mean?
It's the paint itself, like there's bits on the roller from the tray.
Oh, well, is it an old tray?
But even when I've done it with a brand new tray, I still get it. I think what blows my mind.
I'm not sure what you mean. I've had it before where the old paint chips off.
Oh, no.
Anyway, jinx. Here is the... Did you get it on your elbow?
I'm not having a good time.
It looks so much better. I know lots of you are going to kill me for painting this, but I just think, Roxy, she doesn't like the door being closed. You've been so happy. You're going to have to stay in there because there's paint out here. Go back to bed. Back to bed, good girl. No, stay, honey, stay there, good girl. We're going to take you out shortly. Yeah, it just would have looked like one random piece of wood left, so I really like it painted like that. I love this colour. I think it's made it feel brighter and more calm. In this bedroom, we did paint the door, but that's because we have wooden floor, and it was a different colour, and it made the floor look very orange and kind of like very different. So I really like the fact that this looks very cohesive and kind of pushes it back and separates it from the floor. But in the hallway, I think maybe it's kind of nice to see the doors, but maybe you'll disagree. Maybe you will say, no, actually it needs to be cohesive. So please let me know. I've also done a poll on Instagram, which will go live obviously before this. We've got so much other painting to do, I probably won't do it until this video goes live so that we can have a really good idea of what everybody thinks. And I'm also maybe going to take some pictures and ask my family. But yeah, walls painted in this landing. Now we have to make the decision whether to paint the skirting down the stairs. And also, technically speaking, traditionally Victorian homes and English homes, you would never see bare wood on doors, skirtings, architraves. It just would not be a thing. And if you had furniture that was bare wood, it would be varnished, like mahogany. So obviously nowadays we have different trends and different fashions, and having things rustic and kind of bare is more of a thing that people do for a feature, which is lovely, and I do that. We've got one of our doors in our house is for our living room. We didn't paint because I thought it looked lovely, but the argument of it being more traditional isn't actually accurate because they would have painted everything. Which is why in old homes you find woodwork with layers and layers of paint, which is kind of charming in my eyes, when you can see the just layers and layers of paint built up over time.
You can taste the lead.
Because it's what, you know, wood was used to then be painted. It would have been unfinished for it to be unpainted. But yeah, there's the whole kind of minimalist thing now. I've seen cottages where they have like plastered, like lime plastered walls, and all the wood is bare, and it's like very rustic and very cool, a bit more modern. So it's kind of nice to have a bit of a mix. So let me know what you think. I reckon we'll leave it also just because it's simpler, saves us having to paint the doors, and there's so many things we've got to get done so that we can open for this summer, because you've got to weigh up doing the property so it's really special and really lovely, but also being like, well, I kind of want to open it this summer. I want people to be able to visit, for you to visit, and also that's the point of this. So you don't want to, we'll do like more improvements next year, like some of the stuff that we haven't been able to do for the time and the money this year, like things that we'd love to maybe one day get like a wooden front door would be really cute, that's really cottagey, or we would love to put a wood burner in, stuff like that, you know, that like it's a bit too much to do now because we've not got the time. But
doesn't mean that you will never do it.
No, it means we'll do it in the future, and this is the first phase of making it really special, and then we can add stuff like we were talking about, maybe adding like an electric charger outside for the car, a wood burner. What else did we discuss? I don't know, I'm just trying.
Outside, I don't know.
There was something, maybe like repointing the stone, because that needs probably doing in the next 5 years or so.
Like a hot tub.
Not a hot tub, no room for that, but like things like that we just can't do now, but we'd love to. So maybe that, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna finish rollering and then we're gonna go home.
What's for dinner?
We're making curry for dinner, so Alex will update you on the rest of this vlog of what he gets up to over the next couple of days.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to post this every week so that you get like an update every week, which is kind of nice because you'll see what we're up to every single week as it goes along.
Back again here in Newlyn. It's Monday. I've just got the dehumidifier on to try and get the last bits of plaster dry, because it's been over a week now, and I think that was the particularly bad bit that needed extra coats, which I think is why it's taken a bit longer. I think the ceiling is basically all done. It must just be a damp area over here, which I understand. And then there's one little bit that is concerning me there. It's gone down a bit. I just hope that's not a permanent problem, but looking all really good. The electrician's coming later. Hopefully we'll be fitting some new ones of these. Power socket situation in this room. I hope Maddie hasn't talked about this already. It's a bit weird, I think. So there's like one in there, one there, kind of attached onto the wall, and then one down here. And they're all like, I think that's the gas line. They're all a little tricky if you wanted to like extend them. The electrician thinks you might be able to get another one in here. We're not sure what that was. Maybe it was for like an electric stove heater that was there. Or maybe there's like a light outside, automatic light. Maybe it's that. Hopefully he'll be able to figure that out. Not much has changed in here. It's my lunch, curry. And I was just starting to try and scrape this paint off to reuse this for a different colour. Palmer grey that I want to put on here. I think we have decided in the end to be painting this. Keep this bare. Paint this. I can't remember if we made this decision on camera. I feel like we keep changing our minds. Paint that. Yeah, so paint this separate colour. I believe, will that be the same colour as that? I don't know. We got a coat on this. What I'm learning about this house is there's an awful lot of corners, and that was from a previous boiler leak, that mark. So our camera really doesn't like focusing on just plain texture. Yeah. Again, I forgot what we were going to do with this. I think we were going to paint it this colour, right? It's a bit weird. It's like where the all the electrical stuff, the fuse boards in there. There's a lot of corners. You can see like the cabling in there, the ancient wiring. Lots of cutting in. Replacing this, and I'm realising, is this going to be an issue? Because it's like they've put the ceiling rows inside the actual, plaster ceiling row. So how do you swap a wire out? Why did they do that? Mystery. So that was going to change along with this one. This one's actually fine. It's got quite a nice cover. I think that's relatively new. Plaster's coming along nicely in here. The patches, I had to fill these in. The plasterer said it wouldn't be worth doing the whole thing because it was just a few holes. Crumbling plaster wasn't as bad here, so I've done that. I'll sand that at some point. Fill this. Oh yeah, we've got these very weird little LED strips. It's kind of a cool white light. It's very warm, I don't really know why. Hopefully we could turn that into a double socket maybe, or a single socket. Charging a phone. Same with you. Same with you. The problem with these old English houses is that the electrics are very weird, and they've often been tacked on to try and make extra ones, like the you see that? This one down here. Again, same thing going on here. Some interesting design decisions. And there was an electric fan up there, like a ceiling fan, but it was very clunky and dated, so we're thinking of putting a light there. I've got to figure out if we've got all the right lights. I think Maddie and I, mainly Maddie, was looking at them because she's got a better taste. So we picked a few up on Facebook Marketplace, and then a few we ordered online. And I'm not sure if we've got quite enough. I don't think the electrician's kind of coming after work, so he won't have that much time. So I've got to check we've got everything. We've got enough lights, basically, that we want fitted this week. There's actually not a huge amount of room. This is a king-size divan, and we want to get a little... What's that thing you call that goes around it to make it look nice? Anyway, so a small table can fit on either side. That light, we want, two. Again, a bit awkward because that, toggle switch is there. And also doesn't really match anything else in the entire house. I don't know why they chose that one. Never mind. So I guess you want it the same height, but just along, kind of in the middle of where, above it to the same height, but in the middle between the wall and the bed, so that it could be, I think those ones have a switch on it as well, so you could read in bed. Wow, it really doesn't want to focus today. Feeling quite overwhelmed with all this. It's a lot of painting. And then, you do all this painting, you think, well, all you've done is painting. You haven't done any proper DIY. And I get very perfectionist about the paint. And we don't really have the time to be doing that. Lots of corners up here to be doing. And we're running out of dust sheets. I bought a bunch and I still feel like we don't have enough. But I want to focus on this today. I think I've got to try and do another bit of cutting in, and I'd like to get a coat of paint on the walls here so that I don't need to worry about cutting in delicately around the wood if we're going to paint it. I've been enjoying this podcast while I paint. The rest is classified about spies and espionage and all that stuff. Stuff about Oppenheimer and the CIA and all this stuff. Some stuff about English spies as well, because it's an American and a Brit talking on it. But now I've run out. I'm on the last episode, so I need some recommendations of other podcasts or audiobooks, please. I've been listening to the new Hunger Games book, but I'm about to finish that as well. I'll probably finish that today. And then I've run out of Audible credits and books I want to listen to. So, yes, please give me some ideas. Okay, so I've decided with Maddie on the phone, we just sent her the picture. That's the Palmer Grey, that's the Lulworth Blue, which is eggshell, but we've decided to do it all the same. That, and that will save time with cutting in and all that kind of stuff. So I just need to get some of this in emulsion, but in the meantime, I can start doing this skirting. I've put the frog tape down, and hopefully that will make it relatively simple. I haven't got a tripod, so I've put it up here, which is hopefully an acceptable angle. I've had this in my toolbox for ages, not knowing what it was, and then I don't know where it came from. Maybe it came with like a wallpaper kit. I've been going along skirtings with it, getting out kind of paint flakes. Maybe that's not what it is, but that's what I've been using it for. Pretty nifty.